Hey guys, Michael Sanchez, violin teacher here. They say the violin is the second hardest instrument to learn in the world, behind the bagpipes. For some reason, I don't know how to play bagpipes, and just above the harp. So the reason why the violin is one of the hardest instruments is because there's so many fundamentals and techniques that you have to master to get a good sound. So if you just kind of approach, learn the violin really in a casual way where it's like, oh yeah, I can play this thing, and not actually work on and understand fundamentals, you're going to have a really hard time. And that's what makes it one of the hardest instruments. But the thing is, though, if you do focus on techniques and fundamentals, it actually makes it a lot easier to where it's just like any other instrument if you learn the fundamentals. So I want to go through all the fundamentals that apply to the violin so you can kind of get an idea of some of the things that are really important. So let's kind of start with the right arm. So it's really important that you guys have a proper elbow position when you're playing the violin. So a lot of students just sort of have their elbow wherever, but you should be even with the instrument on the D string, above the instrument on G, just below on A, and then right at your side on E string. Really, really important. It's very important also to be able to hold the bow properly. So many students have very stiff fingers, causing it to be really hard to have the bow flexible. And without the bow being flexible, it makes it to where you're going to get really scratchy sounds. So a lot of you guys that are kind of newbie and beginners have heard that before. Some other really important things are how we bend the wrist. A lot of students keep their wrist stiff, which also causes tension up against the bow, making it hard to get a good sound. So really important to bend the wrist, especially coming up bow. Very, very important. There's so many other things that can be said in the left hand, having the knuckles up high enough to where we're able to just let fingers fall down. Using the very edge of the finger right before the nail is the hardest part of the skin. Makes it to where you can press down the least but get the proper pressure. So many students just over press into the fingerboard, making it hard to do vibrato, making it hard to shift, making it hard to ultimately get a good sound because they're putting so much tension with their hand up against the instrument. Those fingers have to be able to move really fast, and by over pressing, you're causing it, making it harder on yourself. The other thing I notice all the time, students kind of lift fingers up as they press others down. That's a telltale sign that you are over pressing. So keeping fingers close is a very important fundamental as well. Other things I see, students sort of, have crazy things going on with their arm. Instead of having their arm relaxed and ultimately holding the instrument level, they're doing all these crazy things here. So important to have proper posture related to your left elbow. Another thing that I encourage is students to have their instrument sort of at a 45-degree angle in front of them, not pointing it way off the left. Some people are more advanced, can kind of get away with that, and it's preferable to them. But for beginners, I actually encourage an instrument more on the inside so that it's easier to get to the tip. Notice right now my arm is more bent, but if my instrument was way off to the left, my arm would be straight like this, which I find actually causes the bow hold to sort of stiffen out. And when the bow hold stiffens out, that causes bad sound. So it's so important, to have a proper bow hold, instrument more in like this. Make sure that you're not making this adjustment with moving your whole body. You definitely want to keep your shoulders square to your music stand and then bring your instrument more on the inside like this. Try to work on holding the instrument with no hands. That really helps us to have no reliance on the left hand holding the instrument to be able to shift better and to do other things. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. There's so many techniques and fundamentals that I didn't even talk about today. I can only do so much in a 3-minute video. I encourage you guys to actually join my technique masterclass that's going to be going on here very soon. And basically I'm going to be going through all the techniques, all the fundamentals, giving you guys a really good idea of what to be working on, all the drills that make things a lot easier. So I hope to see you in the webinar. You can click the link to join, and you'll get notifications via email on the time of the webinar, which will be happening here soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.